Welcome back to Griffin Indiana 22 for another fun-packed episode, number 25 to be exact, with me, MrSealyp. We're into June 3, and I've got no more contracts come up, and I haven't really got a huge amount to do. What I'm just going to do is show you the price for wood pellets is at its absolute lowest point at this time of the year. I didn't have a full load either, so it's not going to be mega money, but it's 25 grand. What I did say I was going to do, every time I sold a load, that was when I was getting like 40 grand a load. But I said I was going to do it, so we'll still do it. We need to go to... Oh no, it wasn't the right one. We go to our loan. I need to pay some more off my loan. So we need to repay 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 20 grand off. So that, and we've made about 5 grand on that. That being said, we paid another 20 grand off the loan, which is absolutely fantastic. The other thing I'm going to do is whiz up, and I'm going to sell, I say this month. It probably is this month actually, because we've gone through quite a few days to get another pallet of hot pellets. The other thing, I'm probably going to see you in July now, because in all honesty, I'm just ticking over. I'll be piling pallets of wood pellets onto the trailer. Like I say, nothing's popped up. There's still those baling contracts available, and as far as machinery goes, there is a Massey Ferguson 8S for 107 grand, but I've got 3 tractors. I don't really need another one. I've got a load of acetic acid to sell. I've got methane stacking up. That said, selling the methane here is not going to be like when I sold it on the Western Wilds. Western Wilds pricing, I was on it. I was on easy for a while, wasn't I? By accident, I went back onto normal, but I'm on hard on here, so that I'll get money. I'll earn some money from it, which is brilliant because normally you just get the digestate from the biogas plant. So we've got methane to sell. Digestate's coming down, and I'm producing my. I'm using it with straw, aren't I, to make manure in other productions. So I've got a few bits still. I've got 2 pallets of peppers now that need to be sold. I've also got 2 full pallets of churns of sheep's milk. So that's going to be probably the next step. I think we're going to look at getting the sheep dairy, and we'll do some sheep milk, some sheep cheese, I think. Watermelon stuff. You saw the full load, that went already. Is that yesterday? I can't remember. I'm losing track. I'm losing track of time and my mind, my faculties. I say I'm losing them. I mean, let's be honest, I lost them quite some time ago, but it's all good. So what we'll do is disconnect that, and I'll take that up in a minute. Let's go and get rid of the hop pellets. It's not a downside really, in all honesty. The hop pellets, hop pellets. The production for hop pellets, the recipe makes those produce quicker than the hops do. So at some point I have to stop the hop pellet production, let the hops build up, and then start the hop pellet production up again, because the hop pellet production is outrunning the hops production. The biomaterial, again, it's not worth very much. I think what I might do, I've got the spout over there. So what I can do this with the hops as well. I was thinking this actually, who messaged me? Someone messaged me to say it. I was aware, there's a pipe there, and I can load up a trailer with hop pellets or hops or whatever I want to do. But I wanted to do the bags of hop pellets, and because I wasn't getting the hops out of there, but the biomaterial that's left in there, I might just sling it all into a trailer, and off it goes. It would be nice to have a brewery. I know we can't technically have a brewery, because I know when I went to the Jennings Brewery, not there anymore, no, Jennings Brewery up in the Lake District, one of my favourite beers of all time is Jennings Snecklifter. I probably said this a while ago on a video. The Jennings Brewery I've been going to since my honeymoon. I'd never been up to the Lake District before. We went to the Lake District, my wife's family all from up there, and we went to the Jennings Brewery. It's been there for a long time, let's just say that. And on our honeymoon we bought a mirror with the Jennings Brewery, and it sits up on our wall and has done since our honeymoon, 27 years ago. And a while back, Marston's Brewery, which is a big old, is it multinational? No, it's a big company anyway. They've been buying up smaller breweries, like Jennings Brewery, Witchwood, a whole load of different breweries. They've been buying up small breweries. With that, on the proviso that we're not going to, we'll invest in you. We're not going to mess around. We're not going to do anything stupid, So then a while later, Marston's decided, because of all the breweries they had, to get a range of beers from all the breweries on the shelves in supermarkets. They stopped certain breweries producing certain beers they made. So one brewery might do the darker beers, one brewery might do the lighter beers, one brewery might do the ambers, and they stopped producing Snecklifter in bottles. They were doing it at the pubs for a while, but then that stopped. My wife went up to see her aunt for a few days. I mentioned that a while back. Marston's have closed Jennings Brewery. They've just shut it. It's going to be a distribution hub. Gutted is not the word. I'm absolutely horrified. And what I was going to say was, when we used to go up to the Jennings Brewery, there used to be a big farmer's trailer sat outside. There was a big pipe that came out the wall. So when they finished off all of the brewing process, all of the leftovers, all of the mash that's left over from the process comes out the chute into the trailer. The farmer would take that away to feed his cows and animals and stuff, which was brilliant. I thought that would be something pretty cool to be able to do. I think this was the best price for it. I think it's going for about 2,500 for 1,000. So we've got a fair bit on here. We should do all right from this. And the price drops from here for hot pellets, and then starts rising again in August, I think, through to the winter. But that being said, the price at the moment, what did we get for that? 47 grand. I can't odds that. That's fantastic. I mean, that's almost, what did I pay for the hop garden? 60? Well, you've got 18 grand, didn't we, for the, no, 22 grand. Or 24 grand for the first load. So the first 2 loads of hops I've got from there, hop pellets, I've paid for that hop garden. So that's fantastic. Yeah, so it's a bit of a sad one now. I think they're going to keep the shop open that's there, but I don't. There'll be no brewery talk because there's no brewery. It's not producing anything. But I don't know how I feel about it. It seems obvious how I feel about it. I'm gutted. It's I don't know. I suppose it's business, and I get that whole kind of, companies have to look at blah blah blah, all that rubbish. When companies are making, I know I've said this before about other things, and I get hammered in the comments, and people have a go at me. I don't understand how business works. Of course, I understand how business works, but I also understand how morals work, and how if a company's making millions and millions into possibly billions, the point about it is, I guess for the company, it's all about making money. It's all about profit. It's all about making as much as you can, especially if you've got investors and you want to give your investors the best possible dividends you possibly can. But some of it has got to be about providing a service to customers. It's got to be about providing something to the customer wants, the customer's had for a long time. It's not about taking more and more away. Well, I suppose that unfortunately is big business, isn't it? But it's just, wouldn't it be nice, wouldn't it be refreshing if a company ran on a premise that, yes, we're making a profit, we're making a tidy profit, we're doing all right, we're ticking over. We don't need to make more and more and more and more and more and more. We're at a point now we probably can't spend all the money we've got. Let's do something for the customer. Wouldn't that be refreshing? Wouldn't that be a cool thing? I know it's naive, I know it's childish, but it's just, can you tell I'm a bit annoyed? I'm a bit annoyed. Anyway, I'll see you in July, when hopefully I'll be a bit happier. See you then. We're into July. It's 6:14 in the morning and I've already got on with some work. We've got some more contracts that popped up, but something important is going to happen today. I was going to be delivering acetic acid and methane and all sorts of cool stuff, but the prices and everything is probably at its worst it could be. Wood pellets I've put on storing and I'm not putting any more on the trailer. That is just ramping up. I'm not going to sell any now till August when the price goes back up. If we have a quick look at the pricing and we go down to things like methane and wood pellets. Methane is at 851 at the moment. When it goes back up, we go to show price fluctuations in August. That goes right up to 1220. So what I might do, although I'm going to fill up at some point, aren't I? I might. Oh my God, leasing a tank is going to get expensive because I'm almost full at 10,000 litres of the biogas plant. Maybe lease a trailer. It'd be cheaper to lease a trailer rather than lose out on it. If we keep going down, we will get to what I had intended to do in this episode. I'm not going to do because I've switched tack. Acetic acid, August, price goes right back up. It's fairly low at the moment. And then the other thing was hops. I mean, they're down pretty low. They don't come right back up until we get into April and May, but we could get rid of some more of those. So yeah, everything's fairly low at the moment. I'm going to keep hold of a lot of stuff. Oh, it was the pellets, wasn't it? Did I go past the pellets? Yeah, pellets. July and August, really low. September, they start coming back up again. So what I'll probably do is keep hold of them, keep them storing up, and we'll go from there. But as far as contracts go, we got some baling contracts pop up. So this is second cut. If you remember, we did first cut on those fields 31, 32, 33, the bigger ones. Both of those require hay and they're square balers and stuff. So I've already started on that. I started while it was still dark. And then we got a harvest contract pop up on field 1. Now, we haven't done field 1 yet. That's for canola. I've taken the contract, but I haven't borrowed equipment because we're going to buy ourselves a harvester. Because the other thing that's happened, that should have been on that one as well, is we come all out here to our oat field. Our oat field's ready to harvest. Well, apart from that bit that I drove over, we are ready to harvest on our own field. So, what we're going to do is get ourselves a harvester and a header. Now, weirdly, the harvester I can get fairly cheaply. There's some really good one, really good price that we're going to be looking at. Now, there's a few I've got in here. I thought, oh, these all look really good. But these two here, we've got the axial flow 4-wheel drive or the axial flow 2-wheel drive. Now, I don't mind it being 2-wheel drive. So we're going to go for the 2-wheel drive version. 60,990 for the base model. This isn't second-hand. This is going to be a brand new to us harvester. That's just the price it's going to be. But what's great about this, 7,000 litres off the bat. If I extend that up to 10,219, that adds an extra grand on. 12,219 adds 2 grand on. So for a 12,000 litre harvester for 62 grand, no brainer. I'm not going to change the wheel brand, wheel setup, or anything like that. I'm going to add an extra logo on. Doesn't cost anything. We'll get the rotary leadership. Side protectors are on anyway. Going to leave those. Engine setup. I did think about going up to 305 horsepower. I don't think it adds too much on. Let's keep going until we get to 305. And then there's... That's 1,500 on. So we're at 64,490 for 305 horsepower, 12,219 litre case harvester. That's a no-brainer to me. Standard pipe or long auger. I'm going to stay with standard because we're not going to put a massive header on this. one, because we can't afford to. Main colour changes the steps, so I'm going to do those on black, and then I think the next one changes the top as well. We're going to put that on black as well. Or shall I leave that red? Doesn't have much on, does it? We're going to leave that red. License plate, I don't want one on there. Or shall I have it? Yeah, let's have an Indiana plate on it. Why not? So, 64,540, we've got ourselves a new harvester. Let's buy that. Now, for pretty much the same amount of money is going to be the header, which is nuts when you think about it. If I find the smallest case header, 42,500 for a 7.5 metre. That's not a bad size header actually, 7.5. But I'm trying to think if we've got any other ones. That's an 8.5 for 48. I thought I had some knocking about. There's quite a few different headers available, but all different brands. A lot of case ones and things like that. I'm trying to find one that's fairly cheap, if I can. We got any cheap headers knocking around? Please tell me we got some cheap headers. Oh, what's that one? That's a 6 metre for 34 grand. That might be better, but I think we can have this as case, can't we? We can, right. So, 6 foot header, 34 grand. You know what? I'm going to do that. That's probably bang on. We've got a good capacity, so we can leave it running, for ages. That's not a problem. Let's buy that. So, we're down to 45 grand in the bank account, but I'm going to do my oat harvest. So I'm going to go out to our field. Oh, look, we got our own harvester. Our own harvester and header. Yes, we finally got there because we've got a field to harvest. Woo! And we're going to do our oat field, and then we're going to come back. Now, a couple of things I didn't mention. One, I can't remember if I showed it or not. I bought the used seed auger, and then realised we haven't had any sowing contracts, which was a bit stupid, because I was originally, when I planted our oat field, that was all about, we're going to use that to make seed for all the upcoming sowing contracts, and then we didn't get a single sowing contract. And then I bought that, the auger came up, half price, I bought 17 grand, I'm going to buy that. Then I've got some seed treatment, we won't have to lease it again, we can make as much seed as we want. And then, again, I've had no sowing contracts. So, yeah, it might have been a waste of money. And the other thing was, we got a second-hand, actually probably a picture of that will come up now. Was it Nosh? We had a Nosh mulcher come up. I don't own a mulcher, and that was half price for 10 grand, so I bought that as well. Very cool. So at the moment, we've got a worker going, and money's going down a little bit. We've got a case Xerion that we got as part of all the equipment for doing the baling contracts. That at the moment is tedding. I've done the mowing, I've done a little bit of windrow around the outside. We are now onto tedding. We're going to jump in our new harvester. Whoa, that's loud. But seriously cool. Now, I don't know if we're going to need a header trailer. We might do. Because I'm thinking we won't bother with the header trailer and we'll just drive. It's not that wide. However, to get up to our field, that sounds brilliant. Look at it. It's a right dinky little thing, isn't it? Compact unit, shifting along at 20 miles an hour. Very happy. Beacon's on. Up the road might be alright, but then we've got that bridge to go through, and I don't know if this will go through it. I think what we should probably do with doing is get off the main road and let's go up on the back streets, and that way we haven't got to worry too much about the header. And then when we get to that bridge, that's going to be the test. I don't think we're going to be able to get through. If we are, then I'll have to get myself a header. Very cool, and not too expensive. The crazy thing being, like I say, 34 grand, half the price of the harvester was the header. And that's often the case. Even if you can get really good priced harvesters, the headers, generally speaking, retain their value. But I don't mind at all in under 100,000. That's brilliant. I kept hoping, I was so hoping, so I had a few different harvesters that I knew were available, that one would pop up in the used. I thought if I get one used, that'd be fantastic. 30 grand for a harvester, but it didn't happen. And I kept my eye out for headers as well, because I thought if I get a used header, I'm going to grab one, and it didn't happen either. I'm just looking over that bridge now thinking, I don't think so. Traffic is insane today. Let's move right over. Then we get our trailer up there. I don't think I'm going to get a... Well, it's not a big field of oats. We might get away with both trailers and take the same amount actually. I'm probably better off just using the lorry on. I think it's just quicker to get there and back, which is one of the reasons I got it. Cool. Now, had my field not been ready to harvest, I probably would have just borrowed equipment. If this field's ready to harvest, I've had a few that have come up that weirdly, I know I keep saying things like this, but we did harvest on, we did wheat and barley on 17, 19, 10 and 27. I had cultivating contracts on 10 and 17, never got a cultivating contract on 19 and didn't get one on 27 either. So field 1's ready to harvest, and field 23, I was thinking we might get a harvest pop up for 23. And we'll keep chugging away. If we get this one done, field 1's going to take ages because field 1 is a massive field. We're all the way down here. Bearing in mind, our field is that big. We've got 6 metre ahead. It's going to take ages, but it doesn't matter. It is going to Mount Vernon. That's the only problem. Ugh, because you have that thing, don't we? We never quite know how much to deliver there. I'm not going to get through there, am I? Gosh darn it. I didn't want to get ahead of train. But it doesn't look like I've got a lot of choice. I mean, I could probably go up and around, but that's a lot of mucking around. We could lease one, couldn't we? Bear with me while I go and get ahead of trailer. Just get on the side there a little bit. This cost us 178 to lease. We'll probably have to buy one at some point because obviously if we do any more work up to the north, we're going to need it. But everywhere else I think we can probably get to with the header attached. But here I don't think we've got a lot of choice really. I could have worked a way around maybe, but this is one of those cool ones that rotates as well. So I can just drive straight past it, rotate it, put the header on, rotate it back, and off we go. Could put it back on the back of the harvester actually, that would make more sense I suppose. Again, it seems to be making loads of noises at the moment. So we use the Jeep going up, coming back, we can go from there. Right, so unfold the header. Right, from that, let's hop out. Please work. They're very cool headers, header trailers for smaller headers. Maybe this header might even be a little bit too big for it actually. We're about to find out, aren't we? Oh, hang on. A minute. We find it hasn't attached at all. Did that move into place? I can't tell. All I've got to do is get through here. So yeah, as long as I get my harvest done, at least in this episode, we can get the harvester down, then I'll just have to crack on and get the other bit done. I'm not going to probably show me doing more of the baling. I'll probably show, I've done what I usually do when I've done the baling contracts over there. I cut way further out, going anti-clockwise. But what I did do, the only thing I did do different on those contracts was I've leased a windrower, because the windrowers I was given were so tiny, it was taking ages. Plus, if you cut way further out around the edges, the smaller windrowers won't allow you to windrow up the extra you've cut, so you need a bigger windrower. So I just went for a larger windrower. Makes more sense, really. If I can get this done and field 1 done, or at least one of the baling contracts done, I'm just thinking if I get the another harvest contract come up, I want to be able to take the harvest contract on. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So let's do that again. Cool. Now what I'm going to do, actually, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go jump in the harvester, Jeep can go back, and then the harvester will transport. I think I've got a rear trailer hitch on it. I hope. There's a map that has been submitted to Giants. I don't know if it's passed or not. I think it was supposed to be submitted Monday. It was last Monday. That I am really looking forward to. It's an alien gym one. And I'm assuming it was submitted for all platforms. Now, it might not have been, but if it is, oh, can't wait. I'm just looking at this now thinking, with that extension, can I even get the harvester through here? Oh dear, that's not good. Huh. Oh, I tell you what, we're going to be close. If I get it from right in the centre. Oh, we'll be right. Yeah, look at that, bags of room. So what I was worried about... Right, see you up there in a minute. Let's get this harvest done. And then I'll move it all down to field 1. Certainly quieter in cab, I know that. And the great thing is, as well, having a short header, you can see either end really easily. Oh, hang on, that's a good point. Can I? Yeah, we can go. Every time. Maybe still not unfolded. Let's go. I do have access to this land. What are you talking about? It's my field. I should come back and type. We're getting more straw as well off our own field. Oh, I can take the beacons. A bit of the beacons off now. And so I bought a mulcher. That was a bit handy as well. So as far as harvesting jobs now go, I can, yes, it's a small harvester with a smallish header, but I can take on any harvest jobs now and not lose out money. That contract on field 1, they wanted 8 grand for using their equipment, which is fine, of course it is. But the contract paid 38, and I thought, well, if I'm going to buy a harvester anyway, and I can use it for doing harvest contracts, why lose out on that 8 grand? I might as well get it now. If anything, that 8 grand goes back towards buying the header or the harvester, so it just made more sense. And now we're getting it done. It is allowing me to cut right up to the edge, which is nice. I was worried about the edges because you know what it's like, you get right up to the boundary, so you don't have this. Right. Let's get me a trailer up here to unload into. I'm smiling from ear to ear. Oh, I have branches in the way here. I'd like to break out the old chainsaw and start hacking limbs off trees, but we're alright. Although if someone has left a little bush there, that's not good. So I need a stump in the ground. Potentially, it's the sort of thing I can do. Well. All is good in the world. Happy days. Our own field, our own harvester, our own straw, all perfectly legal. Nothing dodgy going on at all. Makes a change for me, doesn't it? Might as well cut this bit. Some idiot drove over. Point any fingers or mention any names. Keep an eye out. It's probably already popped up actually. They come up saying the worker complete their work. It's allowing me to go right to the edge here as well, which is good. Again, this was the other end I was worried about because I think we ploughed right up close to where we could. But it's letting me harvest as well, so that's good. Got a bit of tidying up to do the other end. Yeah, because I've got that tractor is doing tedding, and it will finish that field at some point, which means I need to move into the other field. Okay, I will see you when I've got a full harvester. We'll unload, and then once we've got this done, we'll move it all down to field 1, and I'll get this cracking on there, and then hopefully I'll have another look just in case. I mean, not that I can do anything about it at the moment. We have another harvest contract popped up. I'll be frustrated if that one doesn't pop up. Now I know when everything happened on the map, you know, there was the update, and you didn't need a new save game. There was some stuff to do with the train if you wanted it to work. Now I'm wondering whether because I didn't do a new save, there might be a few things. That said, my first year on here, I didn't have any problems with contracts at all. I had loads. I don't know. So another good reason for doing those second cut and hay contracts, if I don't need hay for me, for the sheep, or for making supplements ration for cows, I can put more up in the fermenter. So all, you know, if I'm going to do the baling contracts and get paid from it anyway, any extra bales left over, I can just whiz them up to the farm, into the fermenter, and we can just keep the silage chugging them out. I think we're over 200,000 litres in there at the moment, which is great. I've got a load of grass to cut there. All the grass is regrown, and the grass just here through the washout. I can cut all that too. That can all be picked up. That can all be put in there because I think pretty much all the grass everywhere now is regrown that I cut in the first cut. So yeah. Things are slotting into place. Got the lorry up, had a worker going while I went and got the lorry, which is all good. Got a full load, 12,219 litres. Very smiley. Whoa, back a bit, there we go. We're probably halfway, if not just over halfway, so we might get just over 20,000 litres, but that's 20,000 litres. And like I say, that was supposed to be for seed, and that would have probably got us 40,000 litres of seed. That was the whole purpose, but I'm not sure now. I mean, I can still do it. I don't think there's ever actually to sell seed, because it might be that if we get a better price for selling seed than selling wheat. I don't know if there is a seed sell point actually. That's a very good point. I go up and down this menu so often you'd think I would have noticed. If there is, it's going to be right on the bottom, isn't it? Of course it is. What are they paying for oats at the moment? Let's do that. 810 is the best. That's the production shed. I'm pretty sure that's no, that's not going to work, is it? So we're looking at 790, 791. Is there anywhere I can sell seed over? No, in all honesty. I suppose I would get more seed if I ran it through the so for my field of... Actually, you know what that is? Actually, that is doable, isn't it? The Acme sell point, 763. I could take my 20,000 litres, whatever I get, and turn that into 30 or 40,000 litres. I could potentially double my money by turning it into seed and selling the seed rather than the oats itself. That's certainly an option. Pipe in. I need to do a bit of double handling now because I've got to go and do some windrowing over on the baling fields because I think that the tedding's done. So I'm going to get a worker going on this. I'll whiz through the trees. Yeah, we're over halfway. So it may be 20,000 litres, we'll see. Excellent. It's just before 9 o'clock in the morning. We've got another 6,700, so yeah, probably not quite. Not as much as I thought. Let's have a quick check in here. Try and do my maths in my head. It's not working. Okay, well just 19,000. That'd still get us probably 25-30,000 litres of seed if we decide to do that. So we could probably double that. Start the engine cover on. That will go back and I'll unload that into our silo. I'll come back later on and gather all the straw. Again, that can go into the fermenting silo and that'll make silage, so there's no point wasting it. Or I can use it to pad out total mixed ration. Whatever I decide to do with it, it's all good. What we're going to do is put this onto the header trailer. I didn't even look to see how much the header trailer was. I just leased it. Oh, 3,500. I could have bought one, couldn't I? I'm going to need it moving forward, and I really do like that, the swivel one. That's pretty cool, the N20T. Well, we'll keep hold of this one just for the time being. Once I get it down there to field one, and then we'll buy one. We might as well. Let's put this on. I wasn't central, I don't know. If I go further over, it's going to hang off the back. It's probably meant for smaller headers than this. So we should be able to. We've got a trailer hitch? Yeah, we've got a trailer hitch on this. Did it work on that? Is that a full hitch or a pin hitch? We're about to find out. I think it's a pin hitch. Yeah, it looks like it. We are good. Let's fold. Is it on there right or not? It's too high up, isn't it? Is that going to set itself, or is that where it's going to stay? Got visions of this flinging off while we're going down the road, but... So, off to field one we go. We'll unpack there, we'll get going on field one. Feels like it's going really fast for some reason. Yeah, we're sticking out further than the width of... Or are we just about the width of the tyres? Probably could do it being lower on the trailer when I put it on in the future. Do our number plates match up? Yeah, it looks like it. So do I try and go through this? Actually, what I could probably do? No. Just thinking. There we go. I was just thinking, hang on a minute, the ladder's sticking right out, just needs to fold it up, get that out of the way, there we go. Otherwise we're going to clout that as well. I was just pressing the wrong button. We'll do the same thing, we'll take a bit of a route round because Field 1 is just off to the side of where our farm is. I mean, we've got technically 2 farm plots. I guess where we're putting stuff out on the ground now, I could start moving stuff up to the farm up there. We've got a bit of shed space and shelter space, plus we've got the workshop up there as well. I've got a few bits of equipment I could probably do with a bit of TLC, so we might take some up there. Now we've got this, need to find homes for everything, so it probably would make sense. Although to be fair, all the fields are down to the south, it's going to be a bit of a drive. I'll have to think about it. What I might do is move some of my other gear up there and then put this into my shed that's at the main farm. That's my main farm, not the main farm. Any other contracts come up? No, they're all still saying baling. How are we looking on that 2020? They're done, but the windrowing will be continuing, and then we'll bail, and then I'll just go from there. That wasn't the focus, like I say, of this particular episode. We can go this one here. I'm glad I went for the extra capacity as well. It does make all the difference. Even with a small header, a smaller header, I mean small, 6 metres, it's relative, isn't it? But with a smaller header, it does mean I can keep going a little bit longer. Between unloads, offloads, unloads. So field 1's going to be all out to our right. I think the other side of that farm that can be bought to off to our side there. Past the livestock market, past the sawmill. I need to be careful here. We've been here before. Anything coming? No, we're looking good. While we stop here momentarily, I'll show you my mulcher. There it is. Got a roller and a mulcher. And then we'll get cracking on this. I'll use both trailers, I think, for this one because there's going to be a lot coming off this, I would think. This is, like I say, it's got to go to Mount Vernon, so I need to try and work out as best I can what I need to deliver and how much I can potentially keep. Haven't found that sweet spot yet. Can probably just get on with it straight here, can't we? So, let's do that. That. I'll get cracking. Now I will say this is probably going to be a shorter episode. I haven't been into edit yet, so I don't know. I'm just thinking of how much time, what I've been recording and that kind of stuff. It's supposed to be, let's just say that, shall we? So as you can see, this is a sea of canola. This is going to take much longer. So I'll bring the both trailers over. It's going to be the best bet. We are reaching that point now. I think I do need to buy a cultivator. We have got the small cultivator up at the top farm. Did I buy a plough? No, I leased a plough last time. We are almost at a point where most of the contract work we get now, we can do it ourselves, having to borrow equipment. I suppose now the sugar beet and potato harvest, I mean, they're always a bit of a different animal anyway. Unless you're doing sugar beet farms or potato farming and you buy those pieces of machinery yourself, generally speaking, they're quite expensive to buy, so I suppose. Yeah, everything, but you know what? We're certainly getting there. That's where I'm going to end the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're as happy about the harvest purchase as I am. If you are, this bit is from Casarius Modding, in case you're wondering. If you're thinking, oh, I like that, and I like the price, and I like the options, Casarius Modding. All details of mods being used are in the description. But if you have found this useful, no, that's a mod review. If you have enjoyed it, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.